Hello, students, and welcome back to class. It's a perfect autumn day. Leaves are falling, the trees are turning. A perfect day to do some math. Let's talk place value. Most students are comfortable with the place values to the left of the decimal point. In the number 3,507, the 7 is in the ones place value, 0 in the tens, then hundreds, then thousands, and so on. When we're looking to the right of the decimal point, the first place value is the tenths. Notice the TH at the end of the word. The TH again at the end of hundredths and thousands. Here's something I like to remember. The number 10 has 1 0 in it. Tenths, one place value. The number 100 has 2 zeros in it. Hundredths, 2 place values. Thousandths, thousand has 3 zeros. 3 zeros to match 1, 2, 3 place values to get out to the thousandths. Now we've seen these problems before, changing fractions into decimals. I know to change 2/3 into a decimal, I take the top number and divide it by the bottom number. 2 divided by 3 is 0.666 repeating. The best way to show that as an answer is to call it 0.6 where the 6's repeat. Put a bar over the 6. But today the instructions are changed. Instead, it says to change 2/3 into a decimal, but round my answer to the nearest tenth. Now remember, the number 10 has 1 0. So to round to the nearest tenth means to round to 1 decimal place. So my final answer, 0.6666 repeating, here's 1 decimal place. And then I check the next place value out, and if this number is large, then I round this up. Instead of 0.6, it'll round up to 0.7. 2/3 is approximately 0.7, or it is 0.7 when rounded to the nearest tenth. Let's try the same thing with 5/16. First, change it into a decimal. 5 divided by 16. This one does not repeat, it terminates. 0.3125. That's the best possible answer. Except on today's homework, you're going to be asked to take all of your answers and round them to the nearest tenth. 10 has 1 0. 1 0 means 1 place value. We'll round it off there. Should I leave it as a 3 or round it up to a 4? Check the next place value out. If this number is small, then this stays a 3. 5/16 is approximately 0.3. Or we can say 5/16 is 0.3 when rounding to the nearest tenth. Let's try a few more examples. 3/8. If I type in 3 and divide it by 8, 3/8 is 0.375. My job is to round that to the nearest tenth. That's 1 place value. So my answer, 3/8, is 0. Now should this stay a 3 or round up to a 4? I check the next place value out. 7 is big, round that up to a 4. When you do your homework, no need to write the problem down this way. Write down the fraction, write down the answer rounded to the nearest tenth. Let your calculator do the work for you. Here comes number 2. 8/11. 8 divided by 11 is 0.72 repeating. Rounded to the nearest tenth, Well, tenth is one place value. Check the next place value out, and it's small. So this stays a 7. Now, what do we mean by small? If this number is 4 or smaller, this stays the same. If this number is 5 or bigger, that's when you round up. Got it. For number 3, 3/40. We'll type in 3 and divide it by 40. That's 0.075. Now to round that to the nearest tenth, that's one place value. So check the next place value out. That's large, so that's rounding up. 3/40 is 0. Instead of 0, with this number being large, we round that up to a 1. 3/40 is approximately 0.1. When you do your homework, all you write down is the fraction and the answer rounded to the nearest tenth. Let the calculator do the work. For number 4, I have a mixed number. We'll copy the 6, change 11/12 into a decimal. 11 divided by 12 is 0.916. The 6 repeats. If I'm going to round to the nearest tenth is one place value. Check the next place value out. That's small, so that remains a 9. We'll make that 6.9. All right, your turn. Go work some homework problems, then meet me back here.